Karnat Shalom. I want to start off with giving all praise, all honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Bashem Rakakadash. The bonus to the others and apostle, great millstone. Shalom to the overlook of this video will be edifying. And let's get into it now. So, Salakia God. So this is Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 2. Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast, and set him for their watchman, if when he see the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people, then whosoever hear the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. Right? So if the watchman warns and he sounds the trumpet, but the people that hear the trumpet, they don't want to take heed unto it and listen to it and actually move accordingly, then it's the people's fault because you have been warned. Well, okay, let's continue. Verse 5, he heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning, his blood shall be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. Right? But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul, because why? You take heed to the warning that you got. Verse 6, but if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. Right? So basically, the watchman knows and he sees what's happening, and he doesn't give the sound, he doesn't warn the people. Well, then the blood will be on the watchman's hand, because he had the chance to warn and he saw what other people didn't see, but yet he didn't save the people, so to say, or at least warn them. Right? Verse 7, so thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore thou shalt hear the word at my mouth, and warn them from me. When I say unto the wicked, O wicked man, thou shalt surely die, if thou doest not speak to warn the wicked from his way, that wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand. Right? If you don't warn the wicked, if you don't tell them, hey, stop with what you're doing, then the blood will be upon your hands, because you know better. You know, scripture says what? Scripture says, unto whom much is given, much is required. You see? Verse 9, nevertheless, if thou warn the wicked of his way, to turn from it, if he do not turn from his way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. Right? You know, so wash the blood off of your hands. That's basically the video or the topic title of today. You know, wash the blood off of your hands. Do the work. Do what you're supposed to be doing. You know, because if you don't, then it will be upon you, and you don't want that. You don't want the Lord to be angry at you, because we already see in the scriptures what Yahushua is going to do when he comes back. Right? Matter of fact, let me look for that scripture where it says, because thou art lukewarm. Let me get that. It's in Revelation. Revelation 3 and 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm, neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. You see, and that's what's gonna happen, man. You don't wanna, you don't wanna commit fully, you know, to Yahweh Hashem Yashai. You wanna be lukewarm, you know, basically a weekend Israelite, only during the weekends or only during camp days you're Israelite, but then the rest of the week you're a wicked piece of shit. You know, you cold, you hot, you cold, you hot. One day you screaming Kwam Yasharala, next day you screaming, oh, the heathens can be saved too. Shit like that. You know? Then you cold and you hot, you cold, you hot, you cold, you hot again. You know? And because of that, the Lord will not deal with you, man. And eventually you will die. You know? This is Sirach chapter 28 and verse 6. Remember thy end, and let enmity cease. Remember corruption and death, and abide in the commandments. You see? So, remember corruption and death, and let enmity cease. You know, remember your end, man. You know? Think about your ways and what you're doing and where it will end you up in. You know? Scripture says better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. You know? These people be doing all kind of bullshit, not knowing their end is going to be death, destruction. You know, like the scripture says in Joel 2. Matter of fact, let me get another scripture. Right, this is look, this Isaiah, let's go to the chapter. This is Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. You see, so he will plead with all flesh, man. Ain't no respect of person. The Most High don't give a fuck who you is, who you was. He's gonna plead with all flesh. You know? So just think about your ways, man. Like what the scripture says in 2 Peter's, what manner of man ought ye to be in all holy conversation, seeing the elements will melt with fervent heat. You know? Let me get that too. Look, 2 Peter 3 and 10. But the day of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yashai will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Meaning these missiles, these terminal nuclear missiles, man. You know, as well as fire coming out of the chariots. You see, so the whole earth will be cleansed through fire, like it says earlier on in that chapter. Some the first, the Most High cleansed the earth with water. Now he's gonna cleanse it with fire. You see, the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness. You see, so think about what you're doing actually and what you're spending your time on. Think about, are you doing enough? Because you already see what's going on, man. You already see what's going on. You already see what's happening. What manner of man ought ye to be in all holy conversation? Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Lord, wherein the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. You see? So the Most High, He is, like the scripture says, He's angry with the wicked every day. So the Most High don't play, man. The Most High don't play. So either you with Him or you against Him. There's no in between, man. Like the scripture says, you cannot serve God and mammon, or Ammon. No, mammon. But basically, you can't serve two masters, man. Either you gonna hate the one and love the other, but you can't serve two masters. You see? Scripture says, he that is not with me is against me. So if you ain't with this truth, you are enemy. And enemies will be put to death by Yahweh Shai. You see, so with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Kakadash. The Mama said, I was in a post of great meals, no shalom to the overleg of this video, said a financial.